Alright folks, Geras time. I really like Geras because I find him to be a little bit of a screw-up crusher because of all his mids. He has an amazing Meaty too, which is 4-3. So let's talk about him. So I'll talk about two builds. Obviously you want your sand traps or quicksand and bed of spike. Actually I'll talk about three builds. So and then close shifting sands, right? So we have this one which is the quicksand. That's the shifting sand. It just prevents mobility. And then bed of spikes is, it's actually not a command grab. People call it a command grab because visually it looks like a command grab. Command grabs grab on block and you can't tech them. That's just a special move that looks like a grab. So my other build, quicksand, shifting sands, and then I have sand simulacrum. So you don't have the throw. Instead you have the actual command grab. So that is the command grab and it ticks from multiple places. Actually I'll show you another build after those two, but and then you have the, I guess the setup we can call it, right? This thing here. Then you can teleport. Or you can just explode it in their face and you're super plus. Okay, so let's start with the other one. In this build is very honest because it doesn't, you don't have to guess. There's no guessing. And Geras, the way you want to play him is strike throw. Because he has mid starters, good mids. 11 frames. It's very rare that Geras are going to do 1-1, right? His 1-1, I'm not that rare, but you see a lot of 4-2s. So you're not incentivized to OS duck, and because of that, he gets some free grabs in. And grabs are 50-50s, so grabs are strong in this game. So if someone is like just waiting to down to a Geras, they're a maniac, because if they guess wrong, it's like 300 damage at least, right? That's one bar. 332. This is big boy numbers. And actually there's, you know, that one might be a little bit more difficult, the way that I made it, which, you know, just standing 4-2 grab, but if you do 4-2-1, that's more of a starter meaty. For example, you could do this. 4-2-1, then grab again. Less damage, about 15 less damage. Not bad, you can do that. If you're good, you can do something else. Like I think this might be the optimal. Here we go. Oh, that's gonna hurt. 341. It's a bit difficult though, so you have to really practice this one. And if you're really a beginner, you can do this. Do something like this, but keep in mind you get way less damage. Geras is a rushdown character that controls mobility with his sand traps. Meaning, controls mobility, meaning when you're far, you're incentivized to block low all the time. You don't want to, you're just not going to be like Geras in the neutral, right? And where I think he has weaknesses is just his movement. Like this is pretty slow. His movement is not the best. It's it's not awful, but it's pretty slow. Oh my god, his wave dash is crap. It's pretty funny. Okay, anyways. So Geras, strike throw with his mids and his throws. And an amazing poke, the best poke in the game in my opinion. He has amazing frames, and what you want to do with them is to never give up your turn. So for example, let's say I do 4-2-1-2. Now there's a gap here, but you can condition people not to try to flawless block if you do 4-2-1 and 2 down back 2. Like this, and when they're conditioned not to flawless block, you want to do this, right? Now the reason why you can steal your turn after this like that is because first of all it's only -6, and because before that you did this, you ended like that. So now they have to look and wait to see, is he doing it, is he not? And then by the time they see, you poke. Another one is 4-3-2, -5, into a poke, so 6 plus 5 equals 11. These are pretty good frames. This is why this is often done, or especially for 3 into poke, right? There's a stagger, -3. So that's a turn stealer. Sometimes you're going to do 1-1 into poke to steal a turn again. It's a little bit less effective. You might get it from time to time. And 1-1 is strong because, first of all, it's hit confirmable. I don't think it's an auto shimmy. 1-1 into sand trap is a mix between 1-1 and 2 overhead, right? And the overhead leads to a crushing blow. So that's another thing with Geras. He has amazing crushing blows. His damage is extremely high with crushing blows. But the thing is, it's fuzzyable. So now I'm going to put this guy on playback random hidden, and I'm gonna fuzzy it. Apparently not. Hold on. There you go. And you know I'm standing. It's not a reaction. I just stand late. Just stand like at the very last second. It is reactable actually because you see the the arm, and as I say that, I keep getting caught. So I let go of block to stand, even though he does the low, and I'm stuck in block stun, and that's why I still block low. But even if you don't fuzzy, you can still react because of the big stupid arm attack that he does when he does the overhead. Hold on. He's not doing it. Come on, please do it. There you go. Reacted. Even online it's reactable to a certain extent. Not as much though. I think that standing 3 is actually not used as often as it should, because look at this nice pushback. Like, standing 4 is useless except in combos, but standing 3 on block is nice. Gives you pushback +3. You can do like things to whiff punish them. Backdash into back 2. Or just you push them back and then you just go ahead. And since there's a little bit of spacing, unless they have nice long ranging moves, you might actually hit them, for example. Something like this. And then you can grab. Which, by the way, when you do back to 2, -9 is punishable, and you can reach with a standing 1, so you have to be careful. It's punishable, but it's not like crazy unsafe because it's only -9, and they have to expect this, right? So the first time you use, it's a reaction. You see it's on block, you do back to 2, you hit confirm it into down back 2 if they block it. And if they don't block, you go ahead and you grab them with your special, which you can do it when you have the bed of spikes, or even if it's just the normal command grab. So for example, here you go, I grab, and then full combo is gonna hurt, right? And it doesn't hurt because I drop it. So this other variation also grabs. Corner time. Here you go. A lot of damage. Which, by the way, the purpose of the bed of spikes is just to get more damage. So you don't want to do something like this. The double down 2s, right? Just like you would do with, and I drop it. Just like you would do with the other variation. Because you don't have to. You can get more damage. So let's do it properly and then we'll compare damage. $280 for a BNB, and as you've seen, it's going to be more than 280, right? And that's because of the beta spikes. It's 40 damage more. That's significant. That's like amping, but we don't amp. Not twice. We just amp once. What's really nice about beta spikes is the damage, like I just said, and also corner damage. You get a new avenue of combos. Here we go. $431 2 bars. If we didn't have that, it'd be a bit different, right? If you don't want to spend a bar, you can just do that. That's a lot of damage for no bar, 275, but let's look with bar. Here you go. 345. That is less damage. 1 bar. I don't think you can burn 2 bars with that variation. But this is some pretty good damage. So I told you he has strong crushing blows, so let's look at it. So if you charge this one, it only has to be whiffed twice. And then it's charged and you can attack. What I do is I just charge it, and then I wait to hit confirm. So when I hit, I'm like, alright, thank you, and then I do it. So let's see how much damage it is. 355 damage. It's a lot of damage. But the thing with that thing, like right now my easy crushing blow is on, but let's turn it off. If you do it twice like this, it whiffs. And then you get 1 in, so let's do it twice. And then 1 in, but it's blocked. The second one, it just resets. Now it's not charged anymore. There you go. So I would have to do something like this, right? It's charged, and then it's not charged, so you have to start again. If I can do it properly. It's charged again. So now I'm going to do it. How much is it without a combo? Still 318. Strong. Okay, 422. Crushing blow, 342 damage for 3 hits. It's for a counter or punish, I believe. Let's look at it again. Yeah, counter or punish. So it means that every move that is -12 or more minus, you could get that huge crushing blow. So just keep that in mind. When someone does something very unsafe, cash it out. Oh yeah, and then 111 into overhead. So he'd have to be something like this, ducked, and then that damage is gonna be high. That hurts. My ribs hurt. So there's that. We have this one. Forward 1 to 1 plus 3. That used to be... The crushing blow requirement was different before. I don't exactly remember what it was because it's been so long ago. But Now if you throw someone out of the corner, it will get a crushing blow. You shouldn't ever do this as a YOLO, because forward 1, 1 plus 3 is unsafe. So what I want you to do when you use forward 1, because it's a nice neutral type tool, long ranging tool, although his whole body is a hurt box, but it's still pretty good, especially to beat people who just want space like Cetrion with a wind and stuff. If you want to come in fast, he has forward 3 to get some reach in, right? So forward 3, this is a nice move when someone's spacing you out and you just want to get in. You don't want to take like a step in to hit because it's dangerous. So you have forward 3, 2. Did I say forward 2, 1? Forward 3, 2. And you have the forward 1. With this one, do forward 1 and 2, back, down, back 2. Like this. I use that one. Or you can just special cancel or stagger it. But people are used to the stagger anyways. Might as well get this special in. And which, by the way, in this game, chip damage means that damage that you incur on block. But normal hits are not doing as much chip as specials. Look at how much more damage this is doing than this, you see? So this is why usually, I should have talked about it when I talked about 2, 4, 2, 1, 2, but when you do this, it's good to finish like that just to get the extra chip, unless you're just trying to get a poke in after. But if you're just gonna block after, this is a waste of chip. If you're gonna do that, just do this and get as much damage as possible. Just a quick FYI. But okay, so how to get this crushing blow? Get it on hit. Don't do it on block. So like you do a combo here. I'm gonna remove this. Let's do a BNB instead of the complicated one. Here, 1 bar. Oof, it scales a lot, but if you're trying to kill... Oh, man, how bad does it scale? Hold on. Okay, 327 without the crushing blow. Okay, 40 extra damage. It's worth it. It's worth it if you're trying to kill. It's not really worth all that much. Like, it's worth it if you were going to amp, but this is a crushing blow. But anyways, it's not a very strong crushing blow. Did we miss any other crushing blow? I think that's it. You often see Geras is using down 4 as a tool to Meaty, which I think is okay. Because if they, it's safe against most up 2s, up 3s-ish because you're far, but see? I missed my Meaty though, or otherwise he would have been hit. I'm safe. Oh my god, yeah, I'm really missing my meaties. Okay, so I got safe. I was safe here. Let's go with Titan Charge. Okay, proper meaty. So if we delay... So it's safe against the up 3s, up 2s because of the spacing. If we do delaying, when the opponent delays, like, you can't... It doesn't cover both options, but you should be safe. You have 22 recovery, but you're far enough so that even if you miss your meaty, you're not going to get punished, and that's the point. So what if they roll? Yeah, if he rolls, you're still covering his roll. So it's a pretty good meaty. I think it's okay. But Geras has such good meaties that this is just a meaty you want to use if people are crazy. But if they are respectful, crazy meaning like they can't stop doing wake up stuff. The better the player you play, the less they're gonna start using wake up attacks. Just because it's it's resource intensive, it's dangerous and stuff. So when they're respectful, I'm gonna show you another meaty. So I'm gonna knock him down. Forward 3 is an amazing meaty because look at this active frames, 5 active frames. So even if you don't, this means that the move is active for 5 frames after the startup, meaning that it's dangerous for a long time. It's not just dangerous for like 1 frame. Like none of these attacks are dangerous for just 1 frame. You have 2 active frames, but anyways, Geras is pretty good. But this means that even if you mistime your meaty a little bit, you should still touch. Like I mistimed it here. Hold on, let's keep doing it. No, that was too much. Again, too much. Okay, I mistimed it a bit, but it still worked. Things along those lines. So this is a good meaty. If they roll, you're fine. You're fine even if you complete it. But what's really interesting about this meaty is that if they delay get up randomly, you just have to follow the pattern of hitting them normally, and here you go, you cover both options, both delays, with this 1 string, which is very good and very rare in this game. Like a meaty that covers both options that keeps you safe, extremely rare. And the way that you want to play him, you want to shimmy a lot. Not auto shimmy, because it's not that easy with him. Shimmying means you fake a throw. People think you're about to throw, so they let go of block to tech, but then you hit them. You do this instead, and then opens them up. So like what you want to do is, instead of sometimes hitting them as soon as they get up like this, which you would normally do to prevent people from pushing a button on wake up, you would do something else. You, with Geras, when they're respectful, you would do something like, see how I waited a little bit? Or even a full dash, like this. And the reason why is because you want to fake at this. Right, people, when they grab, they do this. You want to fake it a little bit, shimmy them, and then you mix it. Sometimes people like do double dash, right, to really try to fake it, but then when they don't bite, you really start grabbing. But like, it's completely fine with Geras to just knock them down and then walk. Walk and hit. Just walk like a tank. And walk and grab. Now, people usually are scared to walk and grab, but he's a throw mid heavy character. A throw mid? A hit throw heavy character. Because of his mids, no one's going to wait like this and then crushing blow down to you, which is why you can freely just walk right in front of them. Don't be scared to do this. Like this. And I miss a grab, of course. Okay, I think that's it for her. Now let's talk about the special moves. So we have Shifting Sands. Like I've showed you know already what this are. Maybe one last deck. Down forward to this. Doesn't combo. But people, it also often catches people even at high level. And you have nothing to lose because of this. Well, like this is 19. You lose your turn. You're probably not going to get punished. But especially from here. You just do it normally. And then if they try to poke back or something, it gets them. So it's a pretty good one to use. So that's the last thing I'll say about Quicksand. Other than it catches zoners, which is why Geras is a good anti-zoner. You want him against people are going to zone you. So if someone picks like Raiden, a Raiden that runs away and teleports, immediately pick Geras. Geras is my anti-spammer, my anti-zoner, my anti-scrub. I'll show you another one. If you have a Scorpion or anyone who just jumps non-stop, like one of this variation is I have Beta Spike for the combos, Quicksand, and Pillars. This. Now why would I have this and this? Like this is a mid, it's inferior, right? Because when they start jumping like maniacs, like monkeys, full screen, oh, they do this. Imagine this is Scorpion, he's being a maniac, and if you're a Combat League demon like this, I don't like you. But, bang. Stop jumping. Boom. Stop jumping, scrub. I said stop. Boom. And I miss. And then he teleports and kicks my ass. So, this is good against that. To catch people from the air. Just be careful because obviously Scorpion has options, right? He can teleport if you miss your stuff. And this is not perfect. You see how this guy's jumping like a frog? It's kind of hard to catch, but it's not impossible. There's an option to catch him. Okay, so the Shifting Sands, just to control mobility. It's good if you, like, let's say I mess up a hit confirm. You can put it there, right? Because you can't combo from here or anything. You can't. If you do the normal sand trap, you can charge it, right? Right now it's a 1 charge in. You need 2 to have the crushing blow, but from here, either you could set up this clone here, or you could, like that, right? That's an option. And then you have pressure, teleport, all sorts of things. Or you could simply Shifting Sands, and then they just have a hard time moving, and then you can annoy them with chip damage with that attack, or just if they don't block, they don't block. Which, by the way, when you have this on, don't try to engage. Don't engage. Just annoy them. Throw this at them. You want to annoy them as much as you can, and get some chip damage, because the chip is pretty high. Like right there, here. What's the chip? 16. Look at this bar. That's super annoying for you not being able to do anything. You can jump, but then I can do something else depending on what I have. So if you do this, so if you do forward 2 and you mess up your hit confirm, you had a bar, and then you do this, special cancel at the end, or if you didn't have bar, you just wanted to get this in, you might as well do that. I mean, you could do this. Well, I mean, it's the same damage, so might as well do this and set up a special. If I can get it to come out. Like that, you set up a special, or something else, right? You charge one of your sand traps, or you have this thing here. So let's talk about the Shifting Sand. There you go, now it's set up. And now I have pressure. So I go here, I'm going to put the computer on auto. Which, by the way, when you do this thing, you have to do down 2 twice, but it has to touch. Down to twice, jump for more damage. There you go here. Boom, you exploded, plus 12. So there's that, okay? You can continue your combo, but look at this complement here. I have the command grab. So here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna make them guess. You're gonna make them guess between two things. Here we go. So, like I said, the one that I showed you, the 4-2 combo, or you can make them guess between this that's coming here. So they have to guess. It's gonna be a combo. And they have to jump, by the way, because it's a mid. And the reason why like they have to guess so much is because, well, you always have to guess when 4-2 is out, but there's pressure as well. So you can either do what I just did, just continue the combo, you can just grab them immediately, or you can do something else. So let's look at it. Explode for pressure, then you continue, or you do 4-2 into grab. So you just continue your attack like this. Okay, one last thing. The Sand Simulacrum teleports, right? Which is good against zoners too, again. You try to close the distance, or for you to zone yourself. Like Geras has zoned people like this. And then you just teleport yourself out, and then you keep zoning with sand traps. But okay. Now let's talk about... Oh yeah, the Titan thing. Command grab. If you're in the corner, if you bring him all the way to the corner and smash his head, you're going to get a crushing blow. 300 damage, which is nice. Okay, it's time for command grabs. As you saw, command grabs, that's the thing about wrestlers. If you do this, you're going to get punished. 38 recovery. It's significant. This is not Kano. This is big boy stuff. It's real. This is all real. All of these are real. Meaning if you poke back, you're going to get hit. You're going to get grabbed. So it's pretty difficult. You have to like take the poke and on reaction jump after the guy pokes you. Exactly like that. And it's very hard to react to just a one small poke. But then, of course, there are mind games, right? You can do that. But again, if you jump forward, that's another good one, too. You are the one that can now cross them up while they're whiffing. But anyways, another thing about Geras, before I get into the tick throws and command grabs, he is someone who wants to jump at you often because of his down 2. You can do a normal jump 2 or a jump down 2. And the down 2, he looks like he's flying like an eagle. Why would you do this instead of this? Because the hitbox is his whole body. It's such an amazing hitbox. And when you get crossed up, like it's so... He's going to hit you. You're not going to be able to anti-air him. Well, you will, you might, but it's just... It's so dangerous to try to anti-air him. His hitbox is so good. Plus he's going to lead to so much damage. So that's even a good meaty, right? Knock them down, then jump on them with the... down 2, and if they don't have a good up 2 to wake up, which most characters don't, they're going to get opened up, or they're just going to have to face your pressure, which, by the way, you can do this, which I special cancelled. I jumped down 2 into special cancel, and then when he lands on the floor, he still grabs him. You can do that. You can simply wait, because Geras, or anyone else, when they do jump 2, they can combo, right? So it's not like a jump kick. If you do a jump kick, it's your turn to block, usually stand -1. It doesn't combo. But if you get people to respect your jump 2s, then they have to guess. Because you do this, and 2-1-1, you combo into 1-1. I didn't combo earlier, but now I'm comboing. Or you do this into the grab, right? This into this. So they have to guess again. Are you going to do this into grab? Or are you going to do this into a combo? And even if you do this into a strike, you can still tick. Do this into that. So there's a lot of guessing when you fight the wrestler Geras. The other guy, Infinite Warden, with a fake throw, is not a real wrestler, but I think this is the less played variation, just because people want the big damage, but this is pretty underrated. It's pretty deadly. It's a lot of damage, 120, and he can bring you to the corner. So yeah, that's damaging. Even if you don't have the command grab, you can always jump, land into grab. And I think actually back throws are a bit stronger because most people tech forward, because most people throw forward, I think, in my experience. Because you need to close the distance and your thumb is already on the forward button on the D-pad. Alright, so let's look at what ticks and then we're going to wrap it up. So I showed you from the pokes, everything ticks. Even down 4. I mean, can I please get this guy to block everywhere. Which, by the way, if you didn't realize, down 3 is a mid now. I think it was a... Like, why? 9 frames. People use a 6 frame one anyways. So, look, it has more range. Anyways. Okay. Forward 2 ticks. Extending 1 ticks. And then all the pokes. And I think that's it. If I'm missing one, let me know in the comments. That's a lot of guessing. Which, by the way, I didn't show you this, but when you do the extending 2, there's an overhead, right? So there's a mix opportunity. It's fuzzyable. Yeah, it is fuzzyable because the low is much faster. But it's still a 50-50. This, other than the... Is there a gap? I think there's a gap, right? No, there's no gap. There's a gap with the low, but no one's gonna... Yeah, no one's... blocking that. I've never seen it in my life. Look at these frames. -4. What a good stagger. Or even if you do this, -1. So what does this mean? Abuse. And you poke. Because then the poke is actually hitting on the 7th frame. Even though you poked from a completed string with a full stop. 7th frame is when it hits, because this is down... this is a down one that is 6 frames. So very oppressive character. Very oppressive character. I encourage you to play him and abuse him. He's fair, except if he has a command grab. Because, you know, his 50-50s are fuzzyable, they're reactable. And the rest is just good mids. His movement is meh. So in my opinion, he's fair. He's strong though. Like, gotta admit it. He is pretty strong. Alright guys, that's all I have for you guys. Peace.